Good afternoon everyone once again, and welcome back to another behind the headset vlog on this very blustery Saturday afternoon, and we are in the midst of Storm Amy at the minute, battering the UK, but we're all good for today. The game will go ahead, it'll just be a little bit windy, so yeah, some of them long throw-ins from Tamworth Tom Tonks may be a little bit wind assisted. But anyway, today Tamworth face Morecambe, who in fairness didn't look like they were going to have a club during pre-season. They missed the first 3 games of this season due to a takeover being delayed, and it finally went through. So the fans have got a club to support, but they were very short on players for their opening few games, and it's been a bit of a revolving door while they sort of regain themselves. The past couple of games for them as well, after a steady-ish start to the season, they've shipped a load of goals. So I'd like to say on paper I'm very confident today, but it's football, it's non-league, can never rule out a closely fought encounter. But if I'm going to be totally honest, I would like to go and say that Tamworth can potentially get 4 or 5 goals today. Hopefully get a clean sheet, but I'd say 4-1 as a guess for me. But yeah, it's going to be a close one. The wind's going to play havoc. But we'll see. We will see how it goes. Like I say, I want to see goals. It's great to commentate on goals, so we will see how that goes. I'm just going to get inside, get set up, and then we'll be all good to go. So, made my way up to the filming gantry, and it is quite blustery up here actually. There's a wind whipping right across it, which hopefully won't play too much havoc with the audio for commentary, but sometimes it does. It's not ideal, but it's what we have to deal with, unfortunately. But yeah, today's commentary, as always, for a home game, going out on Mixler for Tamworth fans to listen to on internet radio, also on DAZN's TV coverage as well, and Radio Tamworth too. So 3 people getting our commentary today, or 3 sets of outlets, which is really good. It's a nice way to get the commentary out there to as many people as possible. And like I say, I love commentating from home. I love it away as well, but there's always something special about your home ground. You're comfortable, you know your surroundings, and yeah, it should be a very good game. And as usual, Tamworth will make the narrow and artificial surface here count. And hopefully we can continue our unbeaten run as well, because it's been a really good month so far. And that victory late on Wednesday night against Altair, what was a bit of a smash and grab, really. We were losing until the 85th minute, I think it was. Then 2 quick-fire goals really turned the game on its head in, a game that Altair had large amounts of possession in. They just couldn't score. That was their problem. And they did get that 1 goal after quite a few chances, but we had chances as well that we didn't put away. It's just the amount of possession that the home team had on Wednesday. They should have really made that count, and they didn't. Their manager even said as much in his post-match interview. But yeah, on to today's game. I think Andy Peakes will be fairly confident, having seen Morecambe's form recently, although probably wouldn't admit that to you face to face. It would be take every game as it comes, and every game is tough sort of mentality, which is the right way to go about it, in fairness, because it just shows that you're not confident and not arrogant, and that you take every team and prepare the same way, which is the best way to go about it, in fairness. But I'm about to get the kit set up ready. I believe I'm being joined by Dan again on commentary today, so we'll try and catch his thoughts a little bit later on as well on what he thinks about today. But I'll get set up, have a little wander around. Like I say, the ground's empty at the minute. The gates haven't opened for the fans to come, and that will be a few minutes time, and then they'll start to trickle in up until 3 o'clock. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping there's going to be goals today, I really am. And we can put a statement performance out there, but like I say, we'll see. And you'll get my thoughts throughout the game anyway, and at half time and full time as usual. So I'll get set up, and I'll catch you in a bit. Also, in another little bit of news, new signing on loan announced this morning is that Ronan Maher is back on loan with Tamworth on Walsall until the end of December. Now, a lot of people will remember him from last season. He had some fantastic performances off the right-hand side and scored some good goals for Tamworth as well. Most notably the one away at Burton Albion in the FA Cup that sent the game into penalties. And it's fantastic to have him back because he's such a fantastic young prospect. Struggling to get into the Walsall squad for whatever reason, but he'll be in the Tamworth squad and looking to make an impact over the next few months. So fingers crossed that may be extended if he goes well and Walsall agree, but initially until the end of December. But honestly, I can't wait to see him back out onto the pitch for Tamworth. So I've got Dan alongside me once again to do commentary and the socials today. So let's ask him what he thinks about today's game and the opposition of Morecambe. So Dan, Morecambe really lucky actually to have a team at all. They obviously had the change of ownership that happened actually 3 games into the season. So they've done really well in fairness to have a team and to assemble any sort of squad at all. Not really been in the best of form the past few games, certainly conceding 10 in the last 2, 5 in each. So what do you think that is going to bring really for today?
Yeah, I mean, you've took the words out of my mouth in terms of the defensive record. It's not that good. 14 goals conceded in the last 4 games, but that does include a win as well. So, they're not completely vulnerable. They can go forward and score some goals, but it's just keeping out the other end that's more important for them recently. But yeah, look, the most important thing is they have a club, they have a team, and they've certainly got a great fan base.
Yes, they have, haven't they? Yeah, absolutely.
So it's something that at least the fans can look forward to. And look, face facts, they might go down this season, but if they do, they'll absolutely look at next season as that springboard way they can come back. How many times have you seen, not just in this league, but in football in general, really, where a team goes down and immediately rebounds and comes straight back up?
Yeah, they do, don't they? I mean,
so there's no reason why Morecambe can't do that.
I mean, they will. Obviously, they've got new owners. There's obviously money there as well, and I think that, like I said, they've done really well to actually assemble any sort of squad, because by the time they could start signing players, the season was like 2-3 games old.
Yeah.
So everybody's really signed that's of any decency for the level. So they've had to go and picking around, get loan players in, maybe players that weren't picked up in like pre-season. So, it's going to be a difficult season for them. And like you said, they may go down, but if they can turn it around and survive, it's just all about rebuilding. And like we said, the main thing is the fans have still got a club, because they were so sort of upset and downtrodden for ages, thinking that they weren't even going to be allowed to compete this season.
Oh yeah, if they stay up, no matter what, that is the story of the season. Doesn't matter who goes up, who gets promoted. If Morecambe stay up, that is the story of the season. That is just incredible. And to be fair, when the first game back, I'm pretty sure they got a good point against Altrincham, which at the time no one actually saw coming. So,
no, they didn't.
And since then, they've picked up points and they've got a couple wins. So it's not impossible.
No, it's not.
But I suppose their mindset has to be one game at a time, and now they're coming here against a Tamworth side that at home in particular are so awkward to verse and so stubborn.
We're in good form as well though, aren't we?
Yeah.
What is it, 5, 6 unbeaten now?
6 unbeaten.
6 unbeaten in all competitions. It's been a fantastic month of September going into October as well, so long may that continue for Tamworth.
Absolutely.
It's a chance for both sets of players to
score for completely different reasons. Tamworth started on just outside the playoffs. One goal scored, would you believe it? Whereas Morecambe, who start bottom of the table with 3 experienced players, with 7 points from their opening 10 fixtures, looking to get something here at the Land Ground, where not many teams do get something.
Yeah, it's been a real fortress since Andy Peakes came in. You know, not only in the National League and National League North and the Southern Premier Central as well. The fans well and truly behind Tamworth. And an opportunity again to continue Tamworth's unbeaten run, but again we can't count Morecambe out at all. Like Andy Peake says, you take every game as serious as the next, which is a good philosophy to have in fairness. You never should treat a game like it is for granted. Tamworth do have this free kick then in the second minute after a foul on Alfie Bates. Tom Tonks has now walked away, so it's going to be Duku or Sayer to whip this one towards goal. So is Archie Mayer going to have something to save here? It is Sayer, shoots towards goal, and it's a save by the Morecambe keeper. It was a good height for him in fairness, and it was a good free kick by Sayer. Tom Tonks is going to take this throw in down below us in front of the home dugout. Just directing traffic. It's gone down the line towards McGlinchey. McGlinchey's going to roll it back to Tonks. Tonks whips one low in towards the penalty spot, but it's not the best of balls in from him this time. It's cleared away by Morecambe, now up to Fairlamb.
Got away with one there, Fairlamb.
Yeah, Tamworth living a little bit life dangerously there, and in the end managing to clear that one away. But yeah, a little bit dicey, should we say, Dan? It's Joe Riley and Harvey Sayer standing over it. I've seen stranger things happen from this sort of range, but it's going to be Riley to dink it towards the far post. Headed away though by Morecambe, not too convincingly though. McGlinchey tries to roll one down towards the byline for Kennedy Deagy to pick up, but not on the same page, and the ball rolls out of play for a goal kick to Morecambe. Into the 14th minute here at the Altair Group Community Stadium at the Land, where it is Tamworth 0, Morecambe 0. Both teams have had chances, both teams have had lots of possession, both teams have defended fairly well so far. It's been very even, and yeah, let's see how it goes through the rest of the game. I think so too. I think it is going to be Harvey Sayer to take this one for Tamworth. It's the third free kick of the half so far for Tamworth, and we're only into the 15th minute here. Morecambe have not been subtle with their fouls either, in and around the edge of their box. So what can Harvey Sayer do from here? It's about 35-ish yards out right of goal. It's been left by Riley. Sayer whips it towards the far post. Alfie Bates was rushing in, and all he needed was a touch on that. Didn't get one, and out of play it goes for a goal kick.
I would imagine will be on the cards this year.
Absolutely. It is going to be Riley or Sayer to swing this one towards the back post, whether it's in swinging or out swinging. We will see. Sayer's left it. Riley's going to dink it towards the far post. It's been allowed to run through. Kept in play though, somehow. Duke got something on the end of that. And it's been cleared away by Morecambe for a Tamworth throw over on the far side. And again, Manny Duke not giving up there. The keeper, Mayer, looked like he'd gone towards the byline and almost given up, thinking it had gone out of play, but Duke hooked it back into play. Morecambe scrambled to clear it away for a throw. Tonks now launches that throw towards the near post, punched away by the keeper. So McGlinchey completely off kilter, sends that one behind, and I think we were in more danger, Dan, than the goal there, in fairness, and we're behind him. So the ref just telling everyone to calm down basically there, Dan, before this corner comes in, but it is going to be Sayer to whip this one in, and Harvey Sayer's got a good boot on him. The last one was low towards the near post. It's one arm off from him once more. This one's got more elevation on it towards the penalty spot, and immediately there's a whistle go there for a foul or a push or something in the box that we couldn't see because it was so congested, but that's always going to happen in fairness when everyone's gaggling on top of the keeper.
This cheap giveaway of a throw-in is not punished.
Yeah, Tonk sends it in towards the penalty area. Comes out to Sayer. Sayer gets under it, hooks that one over, and might take taking a deflection there, Dan, and the referee's given that as a corner, which again surprised me, but we are a distance away, and like I say, we don't have any screens with close-ups. We get first take of everything, but it's going to be Joe Riley to whip this one in now. One arm aloft from him. It's going to be in swinging. Towards the far post it goes, headed away by Morecambe initially. And as far as Dooku. Dooku's crowded though, which is really well to find. Tonks on the turn! Hits the inside of the post and it's offside, but the theatrics from Tom Tonks there to almost like a bicycle kick. Keeper did manage to keep it out after it hit the post first, but yeah, the offside flag saves Morecambe there, but yeah, acrobatics from Tom Tonks, a sight to behold. So it is half-time here, and it is Tamworth 0, Morecambe 0. Not the better halves of football, to be honest, so far. Neither team really creating too many clear-cut chances. Tamworth having a number of free kicks from outside the area, and Tom Tonks throws and corners, but mainly limited to set pieces. Morecambe, yes, they've had a lot of possession. They've not really broke down the Tamworth defence for me too much so far. They've had a couple of sighters at goal. One was quite close. Maybe if it's a couple of inches the other way, Jazz Singh would have been struggling, but everything else has been quite wide. In terms of possession, it's been fairly even. The one thing I will say is Morecambe haven't seemed too comfortable with their clearances. There's been quite a few sort of spoon shots out of play that have gifted Tamworth these set pieces. Maybe that's something they need to tighten up on, but I imagine out of the two managers at half-time, the Morecambe manager is going to be the happiest because his side have gone into the half-time break not conceding a goal, where, like we mentioned on commentary, they've conceded 10 in the last two, which is not the best at all, 5 in each. So we will see how that goes through the fullness of the second half, whether the same patterns of play continue or if it's going to be a battle of the subs bench as well. So yeah, we'll be back for you soon for the second half. And we're with this corner, and it is going to be Joe Riley, the one to head over to take this. Now, this is going to be well and truly wind assistant. I think he's actually leaving it for Harvey Sayer, so this may be an out-swinging effort now instead of an in-swinging one from the Tamworth number 7. So, what can Sayer do from the corner quadrant? One arm aloft from him. Out-swinging towards the penalty spot, headed towards goal by Deagy, but recycled by Hollis. Now, McGlinchey, back to Sayer. Sayer looks to go towards the byline. He's got 2 for company, but that deflects off of, I believe it was Lewis Payne there, for what will be a throw-in to Tamworth. And it will be a chance for Tom Tonks now to once again try and use the wind to his advantage this time and send this one right on top of the keeper. Everyone's gaggled around the penalty spot though. Tonks looks to make his run up, sends it in now with authority towards the back post. The keeper claims that one relatively comfortably, watch it all the way, and now does the quick release upfield. Tom Thompson with a second bite at the cherry to send this one in once again towards that penalty spot. Deagy gets a head on it. It's not fully cleared away by Morecambe though. Donkor looks to try and recycle that. Good play though by Morecambe as they now look to break up into the Tamworth half. Down the left-hand side now with Edwards. Donkor's there in attendance though. Edwards gets the cross in, cleared away by Tonks. Good clearance from the Tamworth midfielder. Real box-to-box run that from Tom Tonks. 10 minutes played, Tamworth 0, Morecambe 0. Tom Tonks with a chance now to load this ball into the box once again. Like a bullet towards the near post it goes, headed away by Morecambe, only out for a Tamworth corner though. Yeah, it's going to be. I can sense something. Yeah, Tamworth are beginning to put a little bit of pressure on Morecambe once again. It's going to be Tom Tonks with this set piece corner in swinging now. So what can Tamworth and Tonks do? In towards the penalty spot it goes. The heads go up. It's not fully cleared away by Morecambe. Clatters into the goalpost as the keeper. There's a whole barrage of heads go up in the air. Dookie got something on one and Deagy got something on it as well there. And in the end, Morecambe managed to clear it away. Wind picks up one in here in Staffordshire. Tom Tonks looks set to send this one into the penalty area once again. Let's see what he can do. Like a missile again towards the penalty area, over the head of Dooku. Mayer's going to try and recycle it at the far post, but it's picked up by Morecambe, and they can only spread it out of play for another Tamworth throw. Good defending by Morecambe, but again, these Tom Tonks throws, they do begin to tell a toll the more that you get in towards the area. And eventually, one of them is going to stick. So, again, Tom Tonks sets up again to send another long throw in, this time from the near side. Towards the back post it goes, the heads go up again, it's deflected away again by Morecambe, picked up by McGlinchey on the far side. He finds Alfie Bates. Bates tries to get away from his man, does well to get the cross in. Falls to the feet of Deagy, he tries to find Mayer on the edge of the box, but he's dispossessed, and now Morecambe look to break down the other end, and now they're hurling themselves up the pitch as well. There's players in space in the box, cut inside, shot towards goal, and it's in! Fantastic goal by Morecambe. The fans are in raptures behind the goal. It was a fantastic solo effort from Edwards. Tamworth caught on the counter, and it was going to happen one way or the other. One team was going to take the lead in this one. It was never going to end 0-0. But it was a fantastic goal by Morecambe, and their fans in absolute raptures. Because for the first time in a long time, Dan, they'll win the lead of the game, and they look like they could potentially hold on to all 3 points in it. So Tamworth with a free kick opportunity after just drawing back through another goal from Kennedy Deagy, as he's now scored 4 goals in 5 games. Tamworth on level terms with a free kick on the far side. It is Ronan Mayer and Ben Milnes standing over this one. Mayer runs away. Milnes, one arm in the air, whips this one towards the near post. Saved by the keeper. A fantastic save by the keeper. Not fully cleared away yet though. Milnes strides towards goal, tries to get the cross in, and that's gone out of play for a Tamworth corner. Tamworth putting the pressure on. It is mounting here. It feels like the stand below us is like a pressure cooker and the roof is about to blow off. Ben Milnes. Again, 2 arms in the air to whip this corner in towards the far post it goes, and there's a foul in the box. Referee blows up. Free kick to Morecambe. Brendan Mayer and Ben Milnes standing over this one, but the last time from this area it was Milnes who whipped it in. It's not this time though, it's going to be the in-swinger from Brendan Mayer towards the far post it goes. Keeper claims that one comfortably on his own penalty spot. So full time here, and it's ended Tamworth 1, Morecambe 1 in a game that I felt Tamworth should have probably won, but we're also lucky to draw. If Morecambe had taken their chances that they created, they would have, scored a couple of goals, and I just felt like we didn't create enough. Allowed Morecambe to have a lot of the ball in the first half. Yes, we looked a bit more bright in the second, but Morecambe opened their scoring with a really good solo effort from Edwards on the counter-attack, which gave them the lead 1-0. But then Tamworth came back almost immediately with yet another goal from Kennedy Deagy, who now has, I think it's 4 goals in 5 games for Tamworth. So as a centre-back, he's certainly got his scoring boots on at the minute. But then just before full time, in added on time, Morecambe had a chance down the other end to slot the ball past Jazz Singh, and literally it was millimetres wide of the post, and Tamworth really let off with that one. Now, I imagine out of the 2 managers, the Morecambe manager is going to be a lot happier than Andy Peaks, because like I said, Morecambe have had a couple of heavy defeats in recent games, so they would have wanted a reaction from the Morecambe team, and I feel they did get that. Obviously they've come away here, they've worked hard, they've got a point, and they've almost won the game. But again, you can't be too downhearted on Tamworth. Like, yes, Morecambe are sitting bottom of the table and they've not had the best starts of the season, but again, every game is difficult at this level, and like I said, Morecambe will have came for a reaction, and that is what they got. But we still got a point at the end of the day. We've still got a point. We're still sat 9th in the table. We've still had a fantastic start to the season, so you can't really be too upset. Yes, you can be disappointed maybe, but there's certainly no cause for concern at all with today's result. So that being said, It's a good point as the wind begins to whip across this gantry once again. It's played havoc all afternoon so far. Yeah, a point. I'm happy. It wasn't the 4-1 I expected, I must admit, but yeah, we got a point. Next game for Tamworth, away from the league actually now. No midweek game either, so a week today. Hyde United are the visitors to the Lamb for Tamworth's first trip into the FA Cup this season, coming in at the 4th qualifying round. Now, everyone will remember Tamworth's fantastic heroics in the FA Cup last season, getting all the way to the 3rd round and taking Spurs to extra time here at the Lamb. Can we do that again? Well, we will find out next week when Hyde United are the visitors. Now, Hyde play on a 3G surface just like we do, so they will know what to expect, and they will come into this one as the underdog, so they will be looking to try and upset the apple cart, should we say, a little bit, and get themselves into the 1st round proper. So I will be here as usual for commentary on that one. That will be on my next vlog too. But if you're still here today, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support so far. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.